Jang Pan-soo is a well-known elite gangster and is married to his boss' daughter. One day, a high school student, Dong Han, falls off the roof by trying to retrieve a shoe and falls on Pan-soo. Pan-soo woke up in a hospital and felt something was wrong, since everyone called him student. And Dong Hyan's father ran up to him, calling him Dong Hyan and embracing him. Confused, he ran to the nearest mirror and realized that he is now inside Dong Hyan's body. After failing several times to go back to his own body, which is still unconscious in the hospital, he accepts his fate and goes home with Dong Hyan's father. As time passes by, he realizes that Dong Hyan is targeted by bullies at school, is overweight and has really bad eyesight. One by one, he starts fighting back against the bullies until they stop harassing him and Dong Hyan's friend. During this time, one of his loyal subordinate man, Chul, is guarding his unconscious body at the hospital, and Pan-soo convinces him that he switched bodies with a high school student, and helps Pan-soo gather intel and daily activities in the gang. One day, Pan-soo encounters Oh Hyun-young, a girl in his class who is also being targeted by bullies at school. He follows her home only to find out that her mom, Oh Mi-soon, was his old ex-girlfriend. He has Manchil get a paternity test for him and finds out that Hyun-young is his daughter. Seeing how she is an easy target for bullies at school, he gets her to train with him under Manchil's supervision. After a few weeks, Pan-soo loses all of his body fat, gaining back his fit body, and Hyun-young learns how to defend herself from her bullies. Hyun-young starts to have feelings for Dong Han, not knowing that it's actually her father inside his body. During this time, Pan-soo's rival, Boss Yang, conspires to frame Pan-soo for embezzling money by using his wife to convince their boss, which is her own father. Pan-soo finds this out from Manzul and writes a letter explaining the scandal to his boss. He later reveals to Mi-soon that he is actually Pan-soo, not Dong Han, and she gets upset as she still has ill feelings towards him for leaving her. Hyun-young stumbles upon them during this time, and Pan-soo expresses that he still loves her mother. This upsets Hyun-young, not knowing that it's actually her father saying this. Dong Hyan later wakes up in Pan-soo's body and ends up at his home, shocked to see Pan-soo there in his body. Later, Boss Yang visits Mi-soon's restaurant and fights with Pan-soo until Mi-soon threatens everyone if they do unstop. Pan-soo's wife visits her father and he reveals to her he knows that she is working with Boss Yang and has turned her back on her own family. He calls for Pan-soo to clear things up with him. Pan-soo sends Dong Hyan to meet his boss, telling him what to say through an earpiece. His boss unexpectedly announces that Pan-soo will take over the business, much to his wife's dismay, and accuses Pan-soo of infidelity and having a daughter from it. Dong Hyan convinces Pan-soo's boss that family is important, and he is willing to leave the business and inheritance for them. The boss blesses Pan-soo to leave the business, and Pan-soo embraces Dong Hyan for being a better man than he is, but is suddenly run over by his estranged wife. At the hospital, Pan-soo faints at the hospital as well as Dong. 6 months later, Dong Hyan goes back to school, back in his own body, and is surprised to see his classmates cheering him for kicking out the bullies, and seems that Hyun-young is going out with Dong Hyan. They later go to Mi-soon's new restaurant where Pan-soo is working there as well as Manchil, and people are rushing into their new restaurant. Thanks for watching, follow for more.